Hello everyone and welcome to Luminar Coffee Break. I'm Angela Andrieux and today we're going to be talking about how to add drama and anticipation to an adventure travel photograph. I'm going to walk you through a few things you can do in Luminar in those instances that you get your pictures back home from a really memorable once-in-a-lifetime trip and they just don't have that same awe and inspiration that they did to you while you were standing there taking in that scene. I'm going to show you in Luminar AI how to make those images look their best. So good to see everyone. Welcome, Russell. Good to see you. All right, let me go ahead and switch screens here. All right, you guys should be seeing my Luminar AI screen. So today I'm working with this photo by one of our ambassadors, Kuma Savic, and it's this beautiful adventure photograph. I'm gonna guess that's somewhere like in Patagonia or maybe the Alps. I don't know where it is, but it's an amazing scene. And here's the before, so I can give you an idea of what we're working with. So here's the before image. And you can see that it's a bit flat. It's still a really great scene, but it has so much potential. So, and there's the after. Let me go ahead, I'm gonna go over to my edit template or my edit tab. I'm gonna go down to my history here and I'll take it back to the original and then we'll go ahead and walk through all of the steps that I took. So we'll start here in templates, and templates are an amazing new tool in Luminar AI that look at your image and suggest, based on the content, different looks and themes and templates that would look good for this image. So over here for this photo, it's saying people. There's a person right there. And we have landscape, lifestyle. I'm gonna go ahead and go into landscape, and I'm gonna use this one called Fast Fix. And you'll notice that immediately makes this image look better. Let's see here, I'm just taking a look here at the comments. Looks like there's a lot of requests from somebody who wants an iPad version. Well, we don't have an immediate term date for mobile versions. We are considering them for future development and we appreciate your patience with that. I know a lot of people want to have that iPad version and even an iOS version or Android. We're looking into that, but I don't have an ETA for you at this time. All right, so we're here, we've got our fast fix. It's already looking a ton better. Let's take a look at the before and the after. All right, so if you're in a hurry to process images, you could click this template and be done. But I'm a bit of a control freak. I like to edit. So I'm gonna show you where you can take this and go really in depth and make this image really stand out. So I'm gonna go to the edit tab and I'm gonna go up here to my essentials. And let's start off by refining our composition. I'm gonna go to Composition AI and then click that Composition AI button and it's going to recommend a crop for me. And I think that did a really good job. It brought, really brought the emphasis to our subject here, which is this person walking down the path. So I'll go ahead and hit return on my keyboard to go ahead and commit that crop. Next, let's go to, let me see here, give me a second. All right, let's go into our Enhance AI and let's pull this Accent AI up quite a bit. And you'll see that that's adding some really good contrast. Give it a second here. It's taking a minute to load. There we go. It's adding a pop of color. It's bringing out contrast. And just to let you guys know, I'm using the beta version of Luminar AI. So there are still some glitches. This is not exactly how it's going to be when it ships. So bear with me if we run across a few little hiccups. So let me go ahead and pull that back a little bit. I think that looks really good. I'll also pull up the AI Sky Enhancer and really make those clouds and that dramatic sky come alive. So bring that up quite high. Next, we'll go into AI Structure, and I'm gonna add a little bit more structure and mid-tone contrast to this image. So let's go ahead and pull that up. Right about there, I think looks good. Now, I do notice that it's making the sky look a little bit overdone. So I'm gonna go back to my Enhance AI and just pull back on that sky enhancer a little bit. It was a little overly dramatic for me. Now let's have some fun and get really creative. I'm gonna go down to landscape first off, and I'm gonna pull up the golden hour a little bit more here. And we'll go over to our creative tab and we'll start with Atmosphere AI. And this is a brand new tool inside of Luminar AI. And it looks at the depth of your image, and specifically, like we have the person and we have this valley and we have mountains. It analyzes and makes a depth map so it can make very realistic looking haze, fog, and mist. So I'm gonna go ahead and start by bringing that amount up pretty high and increase the depth And then I'll go here to my different settings, and I'm going to see the layered fog, and I really like how that looks. It's just kind of blanketing a little bit of haze and mist, kind of like you'd see late in the day or early in the morning on a landscape like this. And since we have that there, we can then adjust the amount so it looks natural. And the depth, I think right about there looks good. Let's take a look at the before and the after. It just adds a little bit extra something to the image. Let's take it a step further and add some sun rays. So with sun rays, my goal is to make it look like you didn't add sun rays. I don't want anybody to know that I used a tool to put in fake sun rays. So I want to make them look as realistic as possible. I'm going to go to Place Sun Center and pull that amount up really high so we can see what we're doing. And then, actually, let me turn that off. Let me reset that for a second. Oops, come back here and reset. Before you add your sun rays, a good thing to look for is look for your direction of light. So we can see that the light is coming in from off the screen over here on the left. So let me go ahead. I'm going to place Sun Center, pull that amount up again. And we know now where we want to place that sun. I'm going to pull it off the screen. And I think right about there looks good. You can see those rays coming in, and already it looks far more natural. So let's go ahead and adjust this a little bit. We can adjust the amount and bring that up a little bit more. The length, you can adjust the length there. I think backing that off a little bit is good. And then I want to go down here to the warmth, and I want to go to the sun rays warmth, and I want to warm up that light coming in from the side. Not too much. I think that looks absolutely beautiful. It really makes this entire scene come alive. And if you captured this image and you came home and this is what you saw on your computer, you might be a little bit disappointed. But a very quick edit, and we got to this, it's sensational, and you can really relive the awe that you saw when you were in that amazing place. So if you look at this and you go, I like it, but it's a little bit overdone, I agree with you. You can go down here to the slider at the bottom, and this will pull back on the overall. So you can pull it back down to 0, there's nothing, and you can pull it up to the point that you think is good. And I think right there, that's probably around 75% of the original edit. So again, let's take a look at our before and our after. And I think it's a really beautiful, really amazing image. Let me go ahead and take a quick question here, or see what your questions are in the comments. Somebody wants to know why this is only in 720p. It should be 1080, but I'll have to check my settings. Thanks for bringing that to my attention. Jason, I'm really glad that you're enjoying this particular demo. Hey Pat, good to see you. Let's see here. She wants to know, will all Skylum products work on the upcoming Apple with the new Apple chip? We don't have compatibility for that yet, but our developers are testing. And even if it's not right when Luminar AI launches, we will release an update for that compatibility. So it's coming. We're not quite there yet, but we are aware of it and we are working on it. Let's see here. Bill would like to know if there's an ETA for AI. And the ETA hasn't changed. We're still expecting this holiday season, and I can't give you a firm date yet, but we'll let you know as soon as we can. Let's see here. Anything else? If you have any other questions for me, pop them here into the chat, into the comments. I'll do my best to answer them. If nothing else pops up here in a moment, I'll go ahead and wrap up. Definitely any future comments, put them here on the video. Vanelli and I will both be looking at those and answering your questions over the coming weeks. We have a lot of really great topics planned for you, but the core of this show is answering your questions. So if you have questions for us, let us know what they are, and we'll do our very best to answer them. All right, let's see here. Jason would like to know, will this work as a plugin for Lightroom? Absolutely yes. Lightroom Classic, that is. If you're using the cloud-based version of Lightroom, they don't have any plugin support. But if you're using Lightroom Classic, I've tested it, it works great. So with that, I'm gonna go ahead and call it a day. I wanna say thank you so much for joining me today. I've really enjoyed being here. And Vanelli will be with you tomorrow, and then I will see you again on Thursday. Have a great week, folks. Bye-bye.